Hello. Happy Friday. Hello. I'm glad you're all here. Blazing Hot Austin. Janet. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Leanne. Welcome. I'm glad you're all here. It's Friday. And I kind of feel in like a Sunday where I just kind of have a lot of fun with some fun products and share new ideas. I'm excited about this live, actually. I had a really bad day yesterday. Found out, you know how I said my air conditioning is not working? Got to buy a new one. So it's a little toasty here in my little craft room. Welcome. You know what? I'm thankful I have the ability to be able to get new air conditioning. But yesterday, on top of that, a lot of other things happened. It was just a terrible day. And today is better. And so we're going to create. I really liked all the things I was prepping for this, so I'm hoping that you do too. I like them in that they're really fun to play with. A good variety, a little bit of something for everybody today. So I have several cards prepped, quite a few, and I've done a lot of the work, so it'll save time so I can share more. But I will say that one of the, did you fix it?
Yeah.
Oh, I will say, all of the cards have one thing in common, like a fun fold display card. So I did a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different sizes and orientations and all that. So you'll be able to see a lot of it in action. So I'm using Waffle flour today, and there are a few special offers from Waffle flour. But first, Mike, did you get the card photo image I sent earlier?
Card photo.
The photo class?
Yeah.
Can you put that up? First, at the end of this, when I do a giveaway, I also want to let you know about this, okay? So at the end of my lives, I always do giveaways, and this is going to be one of them, and I wanted to just mention it now, just so you know that this is one of the giveaways later. It is for a class by Mona. I think Mona's here. Mona, you have to tell me how to pronounce your last name, T-O-T-H. I don't want to say it wrong. Mona is one of the best card makers out there, and she takes the best card photos. And she is doing a live online class for card makers about tips for taking better photos of your cards. It's live, but you can, I think it's September 12th, I think. But you can catch the replay too. I will be taking this class because I struggle with photos, so I'm excited to take this class. I asked her if I could mention this, and I'm going to give away a spot, okay? So at the end of this live, I will be giving away a spot in that class, but I will also be giving away some Waffle flour goodies, okay? I'm just letting you know that is coming at the end of this. If you look at the top of my supply list, you'll see a link to her class. I don't get any affiliate linking from that. I just think she is incredibly talented, and I am guessing that it's a lot of great information. She shares a lot of great information over on her Instagram, so you can get more information about that beautiful card photos class at the top of my supply list below. Okay. All right, we can come back here. So today, I told Nina I wanted to do some Waffle flour. I haven't done Waffle flour in a bit. If you look at, let me rewind. Some folks were asking about the supply list below. So if you click more underneath the video, a supply list or a YouTube description opens. At the top of the YouTube description is information on all the deals that are going on right now. Then underneath that is the supply list. Now, even better is we take a lot of time to put together a live stream page for each live stream. Right at the top of my YouTube description, you'll see a link with the word live in it. If you go to that page, you'll see the photos for all the deals at the top, which makes it easier to understand. Then at the bottom are thumbnail images for all the products I'm using. So it makes it easier to find things as opposed to the YouTube description below, which is all text. So I really encourage you to open up that link. Mike, can you put it in the chat? That would be wonderful. Here's the thing with my air conditioner. It apparently is so old that they don't make the refrigerant anymore. So I have to get a new air conditioner. It's okay. When I go to sell my house, I'll be able to say, hey, it's got a new air conditioner. Anyway, so it's a little toasty in here. All right, and my throat's getting dry, so I've got a mitt in my mouth. I'm a mess. How is that different than any other time? So go to that link, Mike just put it in the chat, and that will show pictures for everything that's going on. Okay, so back to where I was going before, squirrel. I told Waffle Flower I really wanted to do a live because I haven't done one in several months for them, and they've had a lot of really strong releases. And so I said I wanted to use a little bit from each of the releases along with some older products mixed in. And she said, wonderful, I'll give 10% off those. I think it's the last 4 releases. She's giving 10% off, and also 10% off some Postage collage stuff. Okay. What's really helpful is at the top of my supply list, you'll see all 10% off Waffle Flower. If you open that, it takes you to everything that's 10% off. Now, she also has a little pop-up. If you go to her website, Waffle Flower website, at the bottom you'll see a little gift, like a package, a present. If you click it, it tells you that if you spend a certain amount, you get to choose a free gift. And then you spend a little bit more, you get to choose a free gift, depending on how much you spend. So there are a bunch of free gift options there. And if you spend, I think $50 from her newest release, which I'll be using, you get a free stencil set. So there are many, many things. The link didn't work for me, and I checked, it had to update my app. It works for me now. Okay. Which link, Brian? Text Mike about that, will you? So a lot of different things I'm using today. So I am doing a little bit of Postage, but then I'm going to do a lot of things that aren't Postage. Okay, so a good variety. So it's 10% off the last 3 releases and a few Postage collage things. To find out what is on sale at the top of my supply list, it says 10% off Waffle Flower. Everything on that page will give you 10% off. You'll get 10% off with my code. All of that information is right at the top of the supply list under special offers. All right. Yeah, their Postage collage series is really good. She had some brilliant additions to it in like this last release. So I will be incorporating that in with lots of things. So I'm using a good variety of things. If you are shopping, I would wait till the end of the live, because like one of my favorite things I think is the last thing I'm going to show you. So she usually has good stock and everything, so I wouldn't worry about anything selling out. Also, Nina sent me a bunch of card samples so that I can show you additional examples as we go. So a little bit of everything, and we'll just have fun on this Friday night. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, all of this special offer stuff is right at the top of the YouTube description. I will start by showing you that the newest release, which is called Out and About, which I'll be using a little bit later in this live. If you spend $50 from that one release, then you get a stencil for free that does these cool little patterns. It's like a wave stencil that does these kind of patterns. I just think these are beautiful. I did not make these cards. This one was made by Jill Hawkins. This one I'm not sure. Nina sent me these from Waffle Flower, but isn't that background cool? Waffle Flower has a square postage die that they've had for a bit now, and they do a lot of freebies for stencils that will fit into it, but you don't even need that. You could use the stencils just to do squares and create a background with it. You could even put them like at an angle, so it's like a diamond pattern. Really cool. So this stencil set is free if you spend $50 from the newest release, which is called Out and About. It's right at the top of the supply list too. It's the 3rd thing on the list. But I'll be using Out and About a little bit later in this live. Actually, I'm going to have you guys vote. Mike, can you do a poll?
Yeah.
I am going to start with a Postage collage. Should I start with Ocean? window, or city. I'm going to do them all, I hope. So Mike's going to do a poll for ocean, window, or city, okay? And then we will get started. Now, while you guys are voting, I wanted to mention, let me get these things out. I have to get them from the side. This is the Postage collage die, the original that started everything. This is the A2 Postage collage die. This kind of kick-started so many products for Waffle Flower, and I've used them in many, many videos. So I have actually put together little pockets because Waffle Flower came out with this in A2, then they came out with it in an A6 size, then they came out with it in A7, which is the 5x7. And they have slimline and they have mini slimline. Okay, and now they're starting to come out with more products that go with each of them. Now, I'm not going to go through them all today because I have a big live planned where I'm going to go through them all. But the two that I use the most are the original A2 Postage Collage and the Postage Collage block die. So if you don't want to do a postage look, you can use the products that are meant for it and then put this on top, and it just looks like a framed or grid looking card. So I will be using these several times in today's live. There's also a stencil that goes with it. There are all kinds of products. Where's my A2? Hold on. There are all kinds of products that go with it. Now, most of the themed stencils go with A2 size, but there are stencils in the other size, and I mean, you can go to town with all of them. So I will be talking about the overview of the Postage collage in the future, but today I am going to do a little bit, okay? So 3 of my cards today use a Postage collage, but none of them are postage, actually. I change them up, okay? I think. Maybe one might be postage. The others will be changed up. So Mike, what are people voting?
Ocean at 64%.
Ocean's first, okay. What's
Ocean
number?
at 64%, and second is window.
Perfect. Hey, that's the order I planned these.
Well, there you go.
What do you know? Okay, so ocean. I think it was back in June, maybe. Waffle Flower came out, it's been a while, with an ocean collection. Now, there's a lot in there, and there's a lot of great stuff, and I should really do a whole live just on this release. I wasn't able to at the time. It was a pretty trying time at the old house here, so I didn't get to use it. However, there's a lot of good stuff. And I believe I gave Mike a bunch of images of card samples. Did I? Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna show you the products very quickly. Then I'm going, hi Victoria, hi Rachel, good to see you all. Then I'm going to show you a bunch of Waffle Flower examples, then we're going to create. So I'll do this quickly. So one of the big things is the Postage collage under the C stencils. So that lines up with the Postage collage dies I showed you, and I'm going to use these today because I think they're so cute, okay? Then there is the Postage collage fish. This just creates small layered fish. I'll be using one of these today along with that card. So really easy to layer and color any ways that you want. Lots of examples on the Waffle Flower page. In my last live I talked about how important it is to go to a product page and see all the designer examples. Waffle Flower is very good at having lots of card ideas on their product page, so definitely go there and look. They also have a really good, oops, what is all that? Oh, they have a really good variety of designers. So some of them be like kind of shabby chic twist on it, and some of it will be like a more modern, and some will be more of a simple. It's nice that they have variety. All right, this is the Postage collage coral reef silhouettes. So these are sized to stamp inside of the openings. So you can do die cuts, stenciling, or stamps. So I like a lot of these silhouettes in here. I'm not using this one today, but there are dies too, and these can be incorporated also. Earlier, I talked about how there is the square postage collage, Well, they have a square coral stencil. This was the free gift that month. It has a little Nemo and some anemone. Very easy little miniature lane stencil that works on a square. Hi, gorgeous. Hi, Christopher. I'm glad you're here. These smaller pockets are from Simon Says Stamp. They're the die pockets that I've been using for many years. Okay, so then there is the coral reef layering stencils and dies to create a little scene like this, and this would fill a card. These are bigger dies, so not part of the postage collage, but you can do lots of layering with that. And there is a stencil set to do like a background scene, and there are dies, so you can do, like this one is like in way down deep here. Let me show you. Way down deep in the ocean. Then there are dies that you can layer on top. Got all my pictures in here. Hold on. So this is what the stencils do, the under the sea background stencils. So you can do a vertical or a horizontal landscape or portrait. And then there's layering dies. So I just wanted to show you this, that there are a lot of them. I will talk about this bigger postage in a moment. Great sentiments like "you are totally amazing" or "awesome," "keep swimming," "you got this," "sending ocean-sized hugs," "you're fantastic and a real treasure." There is a turtle set, which I started to put together, and I probably will finish today. Some great turtles in there. Wonderful background piercing die. I'll be using this one. I like it because it does not cut an outside edge. It just does that fun piercing pattern. There's a Happy Bubbles stencil, which I'll be using. A C4 silhouette stencil and some dies. Then there is a seal set, a Happy Seals. And then there are seal-abrate sentiments like "let's seal-abrate," "seal you soon," "sealed with love," if you like those punny things. Some more sentiments, the "truly, deeply" sentiments. I always like those styles, the style of sentiment. There's a giant lobster and a cute submarine. The submarine is adorable. So I know I just showed you a lot, but what you can do to see more of those things is go to the top of my YouTube description where it says 10% off all under the sea, and you'll see all these products in there, okay? To see this whole collection and how they work together. Can you scroll it, please? So I am going to use the Postage collage, this one, because I love this happy scene, and I'm a big fan of the Postage collage. Then we're going to ink this one up, but I'm not going to use it for postage. I'm going to make it like a grid look. And then I'm actually going to do a fun fold card that's a little bit bigger than A2, okay? Yeah, I need, my air conditioner needed to be replaced. Let's just say that. I just didn't want to do it this week. And it's out of stock, so I don't get it until next week. You know, it's okay. Worse things could happen. But, you know, for the price of an air conditioner, I could go to Disney World a couple times. That's very spoiled sounding. I shouldn't say that. But really, it's not fun. You know, when you put money in your house, you want it to be something you can see. But I guess you feel it. All right, so this I cut with the original Postage collage die. This is an A2 Postage collage die. It's near the top of the supply list. It's 10% off right now. It's in that category. And hold on. Let me see. I went ahead and die cut a bunch of these so that I have a lot of them. That one felt like it had a little bump on it. So hold on, let me get another one. I have a bunch of these cut because I use them so much. Okay, so I'm placing this onto my sticky mat, and then we will start stenciling. And I'll probably do pretty quick stenciling here so that I can get on to other things too. Let's see, where do we want to start? I want to start with, let's do stencil number 1. Now, the cool thing about this is you can either die cut before or after. I like to die cut first. And then the stencil has these little etch lines that help you to line it up right over our inking or over our cardstock, okay? Right now you can see those postage edges. We will cover those up. Now, you know, you know what it is about air conditioning and things like that? We didn't have to worry about that when we were kids. It's the adulting stuff that's not fun. Oh, Kim, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, today I'm going to use Simon Hurley inks. I'm going to use Simon Hurley inks. Watch, the one day he doesn't pop into my live is the day that I'm using his inks. But this is his Stellar ink. This is Clear Skies. I've been using these inks off screen and I really, really like them. So I thought it was about time that I used them on screen. Now this first stencil does the background, like the sea. So like the blue parts of this. And the nice thing is it says it engraved on it what each of them is. Now I am using my Waffle Flower. These are what I call the Big Mama brushes. This is called it's a background blender. And it's great for just doing backgrounds, applying a lot of ink. You can do it more solid with this. They're really nice brushes. And what I'm doing here is going heavier towards the bottom and lighter towards the top of each of those openings. What I have here is this one's actually a Waffle Flower corner, I think. Altenew has it. No, this one's Altenew. Altenew has them too. But instead of using like Post-it notes or cardstock to mask little areas, the little corner is very handy to have, because I can try to get heavier just at the bottom and then go lighter towards the top without messing with any of the other squares. So let's do this one down here. I mean, you do not have to. You could do this really solid. You could do this really vibrant blue if you wanted to. In fact, I might come in with a little bit of a more blue on top in just a moment, or at the bottom of these openings in just a moment. All right, let's do down here. But this is Clear Skies, beautiful color. Simon's inks are great. I haven't been able to use them much in lives, simply because I'm old and I forget. But he has really, really good inks. So this is the Stellar ink. It's a foam pad, but it seems to be like a stronger foam pad than others. He also has original dye ink, which is a felt pad, and that's what I've got here. This is, what color was that? Clear Skies. This is No Diving, which is more of a royal blue, and I'm just going to put that just on the bottom of each of these openings, just for a little depth, I guess, there. I don't want to go too dark because there's other things I want to add. All right, so this is the original Postage Collage A2 die that I have used. I can't even count how many times I've used them in lives. I use that die a lot. And then there are lots of stencils, different theme stencils, you name it. It's available for this. Look at that. I mean, come on. Thank you, Gina. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it.
I like a sticker.
What is it? A hippo with a baseball hat?
It's a real fun.
All right, let me clean this off.
It kind of shows up, not show on there.
All right, now stencil number 2 is this one. And it says on here, this square you do in yellow, this in yellow and sand, this in tan, salmon, yellow, mustard. I kind of follow along. I kind of also just wing it. The nice thing is the packaging comes with a picture you can follow along, which I cut off and I put with mine. Let's see. So I need tan and I need orange and I need yellow. All right. So let's see. For this and this, these and this, I'm doing some yellow. So let me come in with yellow. Here I have my Simon Hurley brushes, which you've seen me use before. I don't have one. Oh yeah, I do have one for yellow. Never mind. Got one here for yellow. Okay, so this is Slippery When Wet. He has the best color names. Hold on.
And I think, was he in one of the Hang with Heroes where he explained how they come up with it?
I think so. I think he said he comes up with color names and then his mom vetoes some.
Yeah, they sit around at the dinner table and
Yeah, that
he
sounds
comes
about
up with
right.
ideas and yeah.
I love this little submarine. So there is some yellow. And let's do some orange. Are there questions while I do this?
Yep.
Okay. What was needed to be orange? Something needed to be orange. I thought. No, not this time around. We need a little brown for sand, so I'm going to go super light. This is a darker brown, but I'm going to go super light. What are the questions?
Do you think that foam pads have more vibrant colors, or maybe how it applies the ink, or?
So
more
foam
vibrant?
pads, some people think foam pads have more vibrant colors. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I think it's, a lot of times it's just more saturated. There's a lot more ink in it. And so so when you take your brush to it, you get more on your brush. I don't know. This is the original felt. This is Rosy Cheeks. I feel like it just has more ink in it, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. How's that for not helpful? I wouldn't say it's, I think how vibrant an ink is really dependent on what inks you're using. This is Viper. I'll do this for this turtle here. And I think I did all of that. All right. And do know that I overcomplicate things. I know that's shocking, but I overcomplicate things by using more colors per stencil than you really have to do. But I feel like it gives better results. So that's why I do it. Okay. So let's do, for up here on top of the Rosy Cheeks, I'll do Bee Sting. He does have the best names. This is a great red. Here, I'll show you what it looks like off screen. On a sample. I mean, it's a great red. Perfect red. Even though it looks orangey on the screen, remember, it's perfect red. We learned that the other day. Now for the bottom of my submarine, I'm gonna do Guppy. This is a great orange color. And I'll do orange over here and up here. And then this I want to do bold blue, but I think I put it away. Let's see if I have enough color on my brush. Nope. Let's get some more bold blue. Blue. Hi, Simon. How did you find out I was using your brushes and your ink? Simon, tell us the difference between the Stellar and your original dye ink. I know the felt versus pad, but is everything converting from felt to pad? I think it is. But I'm in love. I'm using a mix of the two today. Later Gator is a great green that goes with that red. With Bee Sting, great for Christmas, those two together.
We do have ink swatches for that on her site.
Oh, we have ink swatches on
Because
our
I
site.
recently went through and updated his and some others.
Look at that Later Gator. Oh, that's so cute. Then for this, I'm going to do black up here. Yes, I do have a brush for black ink. This fish, watch how cute this fish is when we're done. Watch this. So cute. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay, now, after you line up the first one, the rest of them line up easily. You can see what goes where. So I'm gonna do green on this one. And I'll do green right here. I'm gonna try to get two greens. Because remember we got Viper too. I'm gonna do some Viper too. We'll see.
There's your answer.
Oh, do you put it on the screen? Can you read it to me?
He said,
It's the exact same formula of ink, just the different pad surface. Old pads are retiring, and there are some new colors in the new pads.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, this is my black. I'll need that in a moment. But yeah, I tend to make things harder than they need to be by doing more than one color. over an opening. Ooh, Cammie's coming in here. She's gonna clean some of my stencils. She knows that I'm a hot mess if
Her spidey sense was tingling.
her spidey sense was tingling. Actually, she's just listening in the other room. So here's some of the Viper. So we'll do some of the Viper over here. Because I feel like it takes a little more effort to go through and do the, add some extra colors in, but I think it's so worth it because it adds to the completed look and it doesn't take that long. Okay, so that's Grr. Now I'm gonna do Fake Plant. I'm telling you, he's got the best names. This is for over all of the turtle. There we go. Later Gator was the lighter one. Now down here, I think I'll do, what does it say to do? Medium blue. So I'm not gonna do medium blue because I'm not a rule follower. I'm gonna go straight to Midnight Snack. That's a good name too. Do some Midnight Snack down here, which is like a navy-ish. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Look at that. That's amazing. All right, we have 2 more. Now this one does like some things in the background that like look like they're way in the background. So I'm gonna do all of that with Midnight Snack. What pad am I working on? This is the Waffle Flower Grip Mat. As you know, I like lots of different grip mats. This is the one I use when I want to be able to rotate it around. I keep the backing on it. The backing is black so I can see, I don't see through it and there's less distraction from what's coming through. And so when I want to be able to move it around, this is the one I go with and I keep the backing on it. But the mat is clear, it's made of stamped material, it's got great grip. It's wonderful. Look at that, look at that. I mean, come on. Now one thing, I wanted this black. This part, like his face there. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, there's that. Now. This is cool. This stencil you could use on its own. It could be snow or bubbles or whatever, but I'm using it on here as bubbles. And I'm doing it right on top, but I'll use white pigment ink. Remind me to show you what Cammie made with some of these stencils. Miss Cammie's turning into a crafter. Okay, so remember, white pigment ink is opaque, but not completely opaque. It will show some color through. So these will be kind of like sheer, they'll be like vellum bubbles, okay? If you wanted these to be solid white, you could do like a white gel paste over the stencil, or you could do embossing ink, like Versamark or something, and white heat emboss the bubbles, then they'd be solid. I'm going for that sheer look that you get with white pigment ink. I like to pounce at the end because that kind of adds a little more ink at the end than just swirling. So you'll see me kind of pounce a little bit more after I swirl and get in the nooks and crannies. So let's see what we got here. Look at that. See the bubbles? I've got some little bubbly mess there, but let's see. See the bubbles?
Is that Happy Bubbles?
Those are, that's, no, that's not Happy Bubbles. Happy Bubbles I'll show you in a moment. This is Happy Bubbles. It does like on a background.
Well, which one are you using?
This is part of the Postage Collage Under the Sea stencil. All the stencils I use so far are part of this. Okay, of that set. Now, the background one. I do want a little more. There's one more there. I'm going to go back to this first stencil because I want a little more depth in the background. So don't be afraid to go back and add some more. So I'm going to go back in with more of the no diving and kind of put some like here and there, like up here, just so it's not all that vibrant like turquoise color. I just wanted to add a little bit of depth here and there, little variation. There we go. All right, so there we go. Isn't that cool? Isn't that happy? I love it. I love it. Yeah, the turtles are cute, aren't they? Now, let me clean up some of this stuff.
Lots of people say they're crafting along with you.
You're crafting with me? Yay. Does anybody have these stencils? I bet some people do. Who's mowing? They mowed this morning. Okay, I'm putting my inks here because I'm going to use them again. So no sense putting them completely away. All right. Cammie, you're going to kill me, but I'm going to use that one again.
Okay.
Because when I inked over that, I lost some. And I'm a perfectionist. So I'm going to put this back. I lost some of those. So I'm just going to come in with my white, put a little bit of that back down. There we go. Okay. So there we have some bubbles. Clean this off. There we go. Yay! That is the Postage Under the Sea stencil set. Now you name the theme, they probably have a stencil that works this way. This is one of, I would say, probably my favorite of the theme ones they've come out with, just because I like this, all of the imagery on it. I like the fish, I like the turtles, I like the little submarine. Remember, they have bigger fish die cuts and they have bigger turtle die cuts and submarine die cuts, all of the things they have some separately. So if you like the look, I'm just making the eyes dark black on everything. Thank you. What? Oh. I cleaned it and put it away. Imagine that. I cleaned something and I put it away. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I can't even get this
I really
one.
like the colors on that.
Aren't the colors pretty?
They're vivid.
They're vivid.
That was my first.
I know.
When I saw it.
So they're vivid for a few reasons. One is I chose bright colors. Second, I put it on most cases pretty heavily. And third, these are just really happy inks. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. Now, you could leave this as postage collage, but I thought the yellow submarine is cute too. There is that die set. Look at this die set. I'm going to show you some examples here in a moment. Now, I could leave this as postage collage, but instead I am using the coordinating postage collage block die. Yes, postage collage blocks die, which I can't find. But it cuts this. I had it earlier in the video. It cuts this. So you cut this from whatever color cardstock and then you lay it on top and it goes from postage looking to like a grid. And I'm going to go with the grid instead. So I will just put, I'm going to glue two together just because I like a stacked look. And then I glue that right on top of my background. So you could leave it postage if you want. But I like that this changes up the window or the look of it. And I'm going to show you another way to change it up, a new way, a little bit later. Okay? So there we go. Now, this postage collage die comes in A2, which is this. There's A6, A7, mini slimline, and slimline. Then the blocks comes in those sizes too. But most of the themed stencils fit with this original A2. All right, now while this dries here, let's go through some of the C examples that I got from the Waffle Flower website. All of these examples I'm showing you, the artist's name is on the bottom of the images. So you'll be able to see that. Can you just put some up? It doesn't matter which one.
Oh, which ones?
C, the ones that say C.
Sorry, I was
It's okay.
distracted.
It's a little hot in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's the submarine. So that is the Happy Submarine die. And you can see there are little fish or little sea sets on the floor there. I'm not sure which ones those are. Hold on, I'm looking. I think those die cuts along the bottom are from the Coral Reef die set. And then the stenciling on the background is from the Under the Sea stencils. All right. All of these pictures that I'm showing you, you can see the artist's name in the bottom. This one's from Galena, who's really talented. They're all of these images are on the Waffle Flower product page site. This one's by Jill Hawkins. She did the same stencils I did, the Under the Sea. and she cut them apart. So you can actually do one of these under the sea collage backgrounds and cut them apart and get multiple cards. Oh, I found my collage die. All right, what's the next one? I like this one because it's a soft look. This one's by Tina Smith. And look how soft it is with those turtles. Those turtles are super cute. I started to put a turtle together. The turtles are on pre-order right now. They sold out, they're on pre-order, but you still can use the 10% off, even though it's pre-order, okay? And I just really like those soft images. Here's more of those turtles. And you can see those stencils. I love those like silhouette looking stencils in the background. That's from Under the Sea stencil set. Oh, this one's cute. That is the square postage. That was the free gift that month, but you can buy it now. And remember that background. That's the Jolly Wave background. I'm going to be doing something completely different with it later. Oh, this one. This is cool. This is the larger postage stencil set. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, the Under the Sea. No, I'll find it later. Wait. Yes, it is the nesting postage collage, okay? Under the Sea. It creates a big rectangle postage stamp like you see there, also a circle and a small rectangle. And then they added die cuts around it. All right, I'm gonna show you something using that background here in a moment. Is that it? Oh, here, look at that. They used one little postage, then added some additional die cuts around it, and then the Under the Sea stencils behind that. So just because I could usually keep my postage collage complete, like all together, you could totally cut them up to get all this. Oh, and this one's sweet. They did like a real bubbly card, and that's a combination of silhouette stamps and die cuts. I showed you those a moment ago. And I thought this was sweet. That's the silhouette stamps. So a lot of different examples over on the website. That one's really neat too. There they added the little fish die cuts with the silhouette stamps on postage collage. And I love the waving hello. So a lot of great things in this collection. And I really hope to do more with them later because I think they're really good. But today, this is what I use. Now, I need a sentiment, and I chose to use the sentiment, this set. Bubbly sentiments. There's a lot of great ones in there. They also sell these little sub-sentiments that you can use along with it or alone, like You're Fantastic. These are little stickers that you can stick on wherever you want. Some of the examples I showed you from the Waffle Flower website just now use some of those. But I really like the Sending Ocean-Sized Hugs. So I think I prepped it. Oh, tell me I prepped it. Well, boogers. I didn't. I'll take it off my other card so you can see it. Okay. So I stamped ocean-sized, or Sending Hugs ocean-sized with black ink on white cardstock. Use the coordinating die to cut it out, and I'm going to glue it right along the center. I did put a few extra die cuts behind it, just for a little added dimension so it would pop up. And there we go. Now, this is designed to go on to an A2 panel, okay? So this is an A2 panel, and you can see there's like a little bit of trim on all sides. But I wanted to do a fun fold card, a simple fun fold card that was a bit bigger, so there would be a bigger trim around it. All right, so I chose, let's see, my final card for this is 5 inches by 6 1/4. And I'll show you why I chose that. I want to do a fun fold. So let me show you how I did this. I'll actually show you my final card. I tore the sentiment off of it. But this is how it opens. So you write your personal message there, and it stands on display so that this panel floats out in front. So when it's on display, that kind of pops out in front. It's like the swing panel here. And I hid a little fish on that flap. You can hide a little additional sentiment here. You can make this flap bigger. But I kind of like this, that it's white on the inside and it'll stand nicely on display. Okay, so this, I wanted a bigger amount of this blue showing around the edge. So we're gonna make a bigger card. And you'll see I did a fun texture die onto it. Okay, so let's get started by making this fold out card base. Now it is 5 inches tall, and the reason I didn't make it 7 inches, my sentiment's not straight, somebody said. The reason I didn't make it 7 inches wide to make it an A7 is I wanted it to be proportionate to this. So that this piece in the center is meant for an A2 card. And so if I made this 5, the best way to keep it even all the way around would be 6 1/4 inches wide. I think that's straight now. Okay, so I did some prep ahead of time, and we have 2 pieces of white cardstock here. And I've already scored them, but I'll show you what I did. This first one, and you can always go back and watch this again later to remember this. This first piece is 10 1/4 inches by 5 inches tall. All right, and I'm scoring at 6 1/4, which is the width of my final card. So this is 5 inches tall by 10 1/4, and I scored at 6 1/4 inches. So that's one part of my card. The next one is 5 inches tall by 9 1/2. So 5 by 9 1/2. And again, I scored at 6 1/4, which is the width of our card. Now I made these 2 flaps different sizes for fun. You could have them both be the same and they meet in the middle, but I like that little bit of overlap there. So you could hide that little fishy on the inside in the inside flap. But you could make both of the pieces the same smaller size and it would be fine. All right, so this is what we have. Now, I want these 2 front panels to be blue. So I cut 2 pieces of blue cardstock. This one is 3 1/4 by 5, and it'll cover this flap. And this one is 4 by 5, and it covers this flap. All right, I need to add texture to those. Now I could have made my whole card base out of that blue, but I wanted white on the inside and use less blue cardstock, so this is what I chose. Now I'm using the Happy Circles texture, which I think is fun for an ocean, but could be good for anything. And I plan to use that on both of these blue pieces. So the whole front of our card will be covered with the blue with the texture. So I will first take my 4 by 5 inch piece, put it onto that texture, and run it through my die cut machine. Now this will not cut the panel, it just puts little pierced pattern in it. And then that gets glued onto this big. Oh, this is Altenew Azurite blue cardstock, which I think I used in my last live even. I love this color. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. So let me show you it. This is Altenew Azurite. Isn't that pretty? I love that pattern. So this is cut to cover this whole panel, if I cut it right. Yep. So I'm just going to put something heavy on that while it dries, because there's a lot of texture on that. Then this one will cover this other panel. So I'll go ahead and put that on the back of this die. And let's run that through. It's just putting that texture on it. Now you definitely could have made this fun fold for an A2 card, but less of the blue would show around the edge. Yeah, the measurements, I am working on, my friend Betsy is helping me work on coming up with templates for you all. She is a graphic designer, and it's been on my list to do for years now, and she is offering, and she's good at fun folds, so I'm hoping we can get that going soon. I know she sent me a format to look at, and I just haven't had time. I was too busy crying in my Cheerios. Okay, there we go. So see how it's blue on the front now? And then that one's blue on the front. And they both have that texture to them. Next, you need to have a little piece. Where is mine? I think this is it. I think it's on the floor. Let me make sure it is. No, that's not it. Oh, please. I need to cut a new one because I don't know where it went. Next, you need a small piece of that blue cardstock. I'm cutting mine to 3.5 by 2. you'll see that the size of this really doesn't matter. I'll show you in just a moment why. It's just a hinge that will be hidden. So this is 3.5 by 2 inches wide, and I'm squaring it right down the center at 1 inch. So we're creating like this little hinge. See the hinge there? Now, let me show you. Let's first put our card panels together. So this is the one that has a flap here that is, this is 3.25 wide. And I'll take this other one and lay it right inside so you can see how the two overlap there in the middle. This is roughly right down the center. This one's a little bit longer, so we can add something to it. Okay? Isn't that blue beautiful? I agree. I agree. Now this little hingy, I'm going to put glue along one flap. Okay? And the fold line of that, I'm going to put up against the straight cut edge of this front flap. So it's like that. Okay, so see how there's this little hinge right here. Okay? Now onto that hinge, I'll put on that flap that's sticking up, that hinge there, I put glue, and then I lay this down centered onto it. And that little hinge will allow this to kind of pivot when you put it on display. So see how it kind of floats out in front? It just looks really cool that way. Oh, Erica, thank you. I appreciate that, Erica. Okay, so we've got that. Now, on my other example, I did a little fish using the fish die set that I showed you earlier. This is the Postage Collage fish. These are all little fish that layer up. Look at the puffer fish, he's so cute. These are all die cuts that layer up to make these little fish that fit in these windows if you would rather do that. And here I made one of the little angel-y kind of fish over here. But on this one, I think I'm going to finish off the turtles. So you can see two different options, okay? So this is the fish from the Postage Collage fish. But on this one, I think I'm going to do one of the turtles. So here are the two turtles that I've started. They are absolutely adorable. This is the, what's this die set called, Mike?
Which one?
The turtles. You're gonna have to add it to the supply list. If you could find, just look up turtles and add it. I have it somewhere here. Is it under here? Nope. If you could find it. I've got all the dies here. I just don't know where the sleeve is. That tells what it is. So there's all these little dies.
Happy turtles?
It's the Happy Turtles.
It's pre-order.
Yes, it's pre-order, but you can get it with the discount. Okay, so this goes, I think, oh man, I think I want this guy to be like floating off. So I'm just going to assemble the big one. Note that there are two. There's a small one and a big one. I need to find my picture of it. I had the little picture out. Let me see it. See, I need to make sure I assemble it right. It's called Happy Turtle. And there's a picture in the packaging that I have, but I just can't find my packaging. Oh, wait, that's a different die set. I drop my dies and I find a different die set. I'll just get that later. This is my life. Okay. So that one goes down, and then there is, I had all this cut out already, but I gotta find it. Okay. While I do this, Mike, what else is there? Hold, please. Okay.
Could the flap go in between the blue and the white layer? Would it still work?
Would the flap what? Could the
flap go in between the blue and the white layer?
It could.
Left.
Right here? I'm not sure. How's that? I'm thinking I changed my mind. I think I want the smaller turtle. Yeah, I want the smaller turtle. I think the bigger turtle is cuter, but I'm going with the smaller turtle today. I think it's going to work better inside. So there's that. Now I need to cut this guy from like a lighter green, which I think I did, but I can't find. Where did that other green go? I'm having issues, Mike. Here it is. Here's the other green. I still don't know where I put the, oh, no, here's the other green. Okay, let me get this little detail. But there's a picture, oh, here's the package right by my gut. So there is a little package that, imagery. So you can do the two. There's also a little starfish in this set that you can put in his mouth, but I'm just gonna go with this right here. I'll put this onto his back, and then we'll put some bubbles too. I might go put some, like a shell or something in his mouth later, but for now, look at him. We talk about how cute, look at his little face. Is he not the cutest? The big one's even cuter. I haven't finished him yet, but look how cute he is. So I'm gonna go with the small though, here. Here's the other dies. This looks like a future Jennifer problem, which I always regret. I think I'm gonna put it right here, like right there, kind of swimming in. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue behind his head and like his paw, arm, whatever. And I wanna make sure you can't see any of it when it's closed. Flipper, whatever. Now, I had talked about the Happy Bubbles. I'll use the Happy Bubbles to do like little bubbles coming up from him. I think I'll use these little bubbles right here. So I will get my white. Somebody asked earlier, like if you use pigment ink, like white pigment ink on a brush, do you need to clean it afterwards? I don't, but the only thing I use this brush for is white pigment ink. I don't like that. I think I want, there we go. I want this guy here. No, I don't. I want this guy here. There we go. So just do some white bubbles there. Make sure I'm not going too far over. Nope. Okay. And then let's do some bubbles right here. There we go. So some little bubbles coming up. Now I could put another sentiment on there too, like you're totally awesome. I could put like hanging off this little edge here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Instead, and remember on this one I did a fish. This one I did, you could put a few different things on there. I think I just like that turtle. My hair's everywhere. And then these are Trinity Stamps Bubble Blowout gems. And I'm going to put 3 in each of the windows, because who doesn't like a little bit of gem stuff? All right, now while I'm gluing these down, because I just want to do it, I can answer some questions. Mike, what questions do we have? Isn't this the best, this fish stuff? I love it.
Do you have a favorite clear sparkle paste where the glitter is white?
Clear sparkle paste where the glitter is white?
She asked that open for anybody. I don't know if there was a response, so.
Okay. My favorite clear glitter paste where it's like a iridescent clear glitter in it would be from, I like Altenews Relief Paste. I just like the texture of it. That's a really good one. Brutus Monroe also has some good paste, but I'm not sure which one would be clear with like just sparkly non-colored glitter. I think that's what they're asking. Isn't this fun with these little bubbles on it? I'll just do 2 bubbles here, and we'll do 3 over here. I try to do like a little triangle of the 3 with two of them being kind of closer together. But, you know, I just overthink those things. There are other questions, Mike? Isn't this cute though? So basically, you can do any size card that you want. And I'm going to show you some others. This one was kind of a complicated size because it's weird. It's 6 1/4 by 4 1/2, which is a little odd. But that is, or no, sorry, 6 1/4 by 5. But that's what worked to do an even blue trim around this. How do the Waffle Flower big blender brushes compare to the others, I think, all to new brushes? The brush tip is similar. The Waffle Flower is a little bit smaller. Of the bigger, tight bristle brushes, I really like the Waffle Flower ones, the blender brushes. So there we go. And so this opens like this. Lots of room to write whatever you want or stamp more on the inside. And it stands on display like that with that fun kind of fold. So that kind of floats out in the front. I'm going to show you variations of that today. See how it kind of, when it's on display, it kind of looks like that. All right. This is the other one I did. I had to tear the sentiment off of it because I don't know where my other sentiment went. But similar thingy. This one just has a fish on the inside. All right. So that's the first one. Fallen Snow Glitter, which dries clear but has light glitter. There you go. Very helpful. Okay, so that is the Under the Sea collection. Everything from the Under the Sea collection is on sale 10% off right now with my code. That's the first one. Now, I do want to show you. This is, let's see, hold on. What's wrong? This is the Postage Collage. Hold on, I'll be back. This is the nesting postage collage. Now, Waffle Flower also has the nesting postage collage dies, which I can't find. I don't know where I put them. But they cut a rectangle panel and a large rectangle postage, and then a circle postage and a small rectangle and a rectangle postage. And there are stencils that line up with it. Cami did these the other day. I would use a A7, a 5x7 envelope with that last card. So Cami did these. This is her first time stenciling, and I'm hoping she's hooked. But look at this. Isn't that cute? I love this circle. So this is, if you ever want to form an addict out of one of your friends, do layering stencils like this. She did great. I didn't have to help at all. She used Gina K inks on hers. Aren't those great? So you could do like a smaller card and have a little hinge and have this on the hinge. All right? You could even do a tiny little hinge behind this. And I'm going to show you variations today. So if I get a chance, I'll put a hinge behind hers and put it on a card base. All right? So this is the Nesting Postage Collage Under the Sea stencil set. Which I don't know where mine went. Here it is. This is the stencil set, but it allows you to cut a big rectangle, a small rectangle, and the circle. She didn't do the small rectangle, but I don't know where the dies went. They're somewhere here. How's that for helpful? They're here. All right. So that is from the Under the Sea collection. That was back in like June or whatever, and it's all 10% off, including the postage collage dies I used. All right, let's do the window one next. That was the second one folks were asking for. And I'm really excited about this one. This one, it's a different look for me, and I like it. So this is from the I'm lying. Yes, from the Through the Window release. The Through the Window release, which was in July. This was a July release, and let me show you some of the things from it. There's a lot of great basics in it. I'm going to be using some of those later on in this video, and it includes some ovals, which I'll show you, some sunbursts, some sunburst stencils. I'm going to show you all that later. But also here is, is this baby stuff? I think, yeah, there's a baby line. If you need baby card stuff, my friend Diana is now a grandmom. She could use these. They have a Postage collage stencil for baby. Okay. Then dies that work with it too, baby dies, and a large baby stamp set. Now, I'm not going to use the baby stuff today, but that is included in the sale also. And then they have products called that are for this window theme. Okay, one of them is this, like where the Postage collage is like windows. One of them is the city silhouettes. I'm going to use that later. Okay, but all of that is included. What I'm using here today for this one is let me find them all. Gotta find it all. So, as I've mentioned, this is the A2 Postage collage die. You've seen me use it a million times. Now they have this die that coordinates with it. And this one is brilliant, but I can't find it. Oh, it's called the Postage collage window die. So it creates like window panes to go over it. Okay, so if you remember before, here I'll show you some die cuts here. You can cut the Postage collage and ink them however you want. Then you can put the block die over it. Now this window Postage collage window, oh, don't do that. This Postage collage window die creates these that go on it to create little window shapes. You're going to see these in action in a moment. But these fit perfectly around it, creating little like windows. Okay, so like this one goes over here, and you create window. Like you can put little window panes. That's what it is, right on top. So you can have it look like you're looking out a window or looking in windows. So this is the Postage collage windows die. And it works with the A2 size. I'm going to use that at the end, but first I need to create my scene. This is brilliant because it steps everything up. All of the ones that we probably already all have, we can now use with that. So like they have, I mean, it just makes it look like you're looking through windows. All right, so I thought I would use, okay, hold on, rewind. Oh, I made a mess of this. So here's my vision. I wanted to do like blues and greens, something that would work for one of my guy friends, and with like a little pop of yellow. Have some scenes of like the inside of a house with windows on it. Now for the scenes on the inside, I'm using this is part of the, what's it called? Through the Window. This is part of the Through the Window collection. This came out in July. This is the windowsills plants, and it creates all these cute little plants, and they're sized just right to go in the Postage collage. Then there are the window add-on dies, which are sized just right to work with all of this too. Okay, so I am going to first start by doing a background that you see through the windows, and then we'll add these die cuts and then the window on front. Now, I could just leave the background plain, but you know me, that's not going to happen. Who would say that would happen? So I thought I'd add some texture to the background. So just bear with me, you'll see where this is going. This is the Jolly Wave texture. Now there are 2 dies and a stencil set, and you can get them together or separately. So this is the Jolly Waves die that I'm going to use to add some texture to my background. This is the Jolly Wave texture. It does not cut an outside edge, so it works great on the front of a note card. There is a Jolly Wave die that lines up with it that you can put on top, and then Jolly Wave stencils, which lines up so you can color it. I'm only using this on this card, but I will use the 3 together on a quick card after this. Okay? So this is the Jolly Wave texture die. I'm going to put my A2 Postage Collage die cut onto it and run it through my die cut machine. So I'm just putting texture onto the background of my postage. But remember, this won't be a Postage Collage card. It's going to be windows in the end. There is a stamp set that coordinates with this too, so if you'd rather stamp than put die cuts in the window, you could do that instead. All right, so this is, got the texture now. You see that texture? I love it. I love it, I love it. But we're gonna ink over it because I want to have a little bit of, I want to make the pattern stand out a bit more, and I want color back there. But I have to find my stencil. Oh! Hold please. We need the A2 stencil. I'm not finding it. Where'd I put it? Ugh, that's baloney. Oh, I found my nesting dies. There is a stencil that lines up with this. That's what I'm looking for. Here it is. This is the A2 Postage Collage stencil. So it lines up with the Postage Collage, so you can do blocks of color. And that's what I'm going to do first. So this has the texture on it. I'll lay that down. Line up the stencil on top. Now you could just ink this all the same color because the edges will be covered up. But I want each of the colors to be, each of the little sections to be different colors because I like to complicate things. So I'm trying to center this up the best I can. Can you check on Lila, please? Thank you. All right, I will use, for the backgrounds here, I'm going to use 2 shades of ink from Simon Hurley. I will use Clear Skies and No Diving. I'm doing all blues here, okay? So Clear Skies. And I'll use, I'm gonna do like alternating. Got my Big Mama blender brush from Waffle Flower. I'm doing heavy towards the bottom of that opening to lighter towards the top. You don't have to do it that way, but I figure why not? Now I have 2 of these little things. You can just use scrap paper for this, but these little corners are really handy. All right, so there we go. And then I'll do this top corner. There we go. Isn't that pretty? That color, these colors are just amazing. They really blend well too. Okay, so here I'll do No Diving. Kind of heavy to light-ish, kind of, sort of. Heavy to light. So by doing the texture first, my ink kind of makes the texture pattern stand out more. The way the ink and the brush hit the lower parts and the higher parts, you can see that now the texture stands out more. Isn't that neat? So you could do any colors that you want there. So that is the A2 Postage Collage stencil. Now it's time to start putting this together. But I need to kind of, I'm going to make these windows, and I kind of want to have a backbone to follow. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this down now. This is going to be kind of my house. I'll put white window sills around it in a moment. But for now, I think I'll put the blue down, and you'll see what I'm going to do in a moment. The die cuts I glue on top of this are going to be on top of that blue framework, but we'll put another blue framework on top to cover it in a moment, which you'll see all this as we go. but just so I can know how big my little areas are. I feel like this is helpful to do this. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to fill each of these little sections and then put the windowsill on top in the end. All right, now I mentioned I'm using the windowsill plants and the window add-on dies. So let's start doing that. Up here I've got, from the window add-on dies, I cut 2 curtains. You could do ink blending to these, but I chose, because I have ink blending in the background, I thought it'd be kind of cool to leave this not ink blended, just plain simple die cuts. You can see I'm overlapping with the blue framework. That's okay, because what I'm going to do is once I have all these die cuts in place, I'll put another blue one on top so it looks clean. But it's easier to do it this way than put it on later, okay? Then, you know what? I took a picture of my layout that I did for this so that I would show you, so I wouldn't have to take as much of your time. Okay, so, oh, I've made it upside down what I was planning. Okay, whatever. Now this dog. I wanted a dog. I cut that dog from black glossy cardstock. This is from the Postage Collage dog silhouettes. All of these would fit nicely in the windows. These are all stamps. They're also dies. There are cats too. I'm a dog person, so I made a little dog out of black glossy cardstock, and I'm going to have him sit in this window. I'm going to have him sit like down in it, so it looks like he's kind of sitting on the floor, peeking up through the window. That. Isn't he cute? That dog's name is Rufus. Okay, then I think I'll do some, I've got window drapes up here. I'll do some down here. I'm not going to do them in every window. Put some down here. Have I lost anybody yet, Mike?
Nope.
Do I make sense? Here's the question, if I find all of my die cuts. So let's see. Yeah, so you'll hear me say a lot of stamps or dies are named Postage Collage. The reason is they're sized just right to go into these die cuts, but you don't have to put them in these into this Postage Collage. You could use them for random other things. I've used the dog dies before. I've got ink all over my fingers. All right, then there's this little lamp. This little lamp is from the hanging lamp is from the window add-on die set here. I'm gonna have it hanging over here like that. And remember that this is going to get covered up. I think Rufus is a good name for the doggy. Then I made this vase. This is from the window add-on dies. Put a little vase. So I cut these from various colors of, all of the die cuts I'm putting in are light blue cardstock, green cardstock, yellow or black glossy. That's it. That's kind of what I went for. Just so that it didn't get overcomplicated. Now this is a fun little hanging plant. Look at that. Mike, are there any window examples? Did I give you any to?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and show them? I'll just be gluing things on. Look at this one. I think this is fantastic. Galena made this one. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So there's the dog images in there. Just little scenes. I like the color palette. There's some more.
Yeah.
Is there another one? Look at that. I like the yellow showing through, so that's like a brighter option. I love that there's different, you can get different looks from all of these. Any more?
Yep.
And this one, they just cut out one of them and put it on like a brick background. That's the brick wall texture die. I love the simplicity of that. It's just perfect, just perfect. Oops, I'm doing this all wrong. Oh, look at that. I love the chair on that one. There's a couple more. Good thing you're not showing what I'm doing because I'm messing up. Okay. Look at that. That's the city scene. So this one's quick here. The one that you see there. instead of doing little die cuts, they just stamp those silhouettes. Super easy. Super quick, super easy. Okay, you can come back and watch me suffer. I glued things in the wrong spot, so I have a little torn cardstock, but we'll pretend we don't see that. So I'm just creating little scenes. Now my glue, or my background is wet ink, right? Because that's still kind of wet. So things won't want to glue to it super well. So if you see things moving, it's just because it needs time to dry. So all of these little plants that I'm adding here are from, I don't know what this one was from. Oh, it goes up there. All of these little plants I'm adding and little furniture are from the window add-ons and the windowsill plants. And I'm just doing a little mix. And I planned all these earlier. You can see some of my torn cardstock there. Because I had the chair there and I had it in the wrong spot. That's my fault. There's even little window book, like windowsill book, like books that are sitting on the windowsill. I didn't make any of those, but those are options too. So there's lots of different things you can put in there. And then of course the cats. Yeah, I did this all different than I intended. Oh well, okay. So I thought that would look good like this. Okay, a little scene there. You can see I put a little yellow in each window, just a touch, and I tried to do a little, the black kind of spread out. Now I've got two more of these. This blue this time is Concord and Ninth Capri blue, which isn't as intense as the Altenew Azurite that I used before. Okay, so I have two more die cuts of the A2 Postage Collage block die. And these are going to get glued on top of there, like that. See how it cleans it all up? But I'm going to go ahead and put these on top because I don't want to have to try to futz with it later after I put it all together. And also I was thinking about putting a piece of acetate between so it would look like window. I could. Should I put acetate on here so it looks like window? Mike, can you do a poll? Acetate or no acetate? Let me know what you think. Acetate or no acetate? So I could put acetate behind the window sills so it looks like they're actually windows with a shine to it. Should I bother doing that or not? It's not hard, but I'm going to ask you because I'm a people pleaser. Ask my therapist. I'm a people pleaser. Oh, little birdie. Isn't that fun? Yeah, the little pops of yellow really make that blue go even better, doesn't it? Yeah. I never heard anyone outside of my family say futz. Yep, we futz with things all the time. That was my dad's expression. Wasn't it Pa's expression, Mike? Vellum, you could do vellum, but if I put vellum over this, it would really soften that scene in there a lot. And I don't know that I want to soften it that much. See, if I put vellum on this, see how soft it would all go? And I'm really liking how vibrant it is. It'd be pretty, but that's not what I'm going with. I think acetate would work. What are they saying about acetate? Because I have it ready.
Oh yeah.
They want the acetate? 3 3/4.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to take a piece of acetate. I'm going to cut it to a little bit smaller than the outside edge of that Postage Collage block. So it's 3 3/4, little like 3 3/4 by 5. This is Pink Fresh acetate, which comes with a protective coating on both sides, which I love because it keeps you from scratching it up as you're working. It is heat resistant, so you can heat emboss on it. It's nice and shiny, but you could use any recycled product here. Now on top of this, let's first glue our sills on, then we'll put the acetate in. So all I have here is Capri Blue Postage Collage block die, okay? Let me glue these little frames on. Then we'll do the acetate thing and put it all together. And then we'll turn it into one of those fun swingy cards. Okay, so it's this way. So these fit perfectly on here. I might be a little messy because I'm trying to hurry, but you'll get the idea. All right, now this one will go there. Boop. So see how it's going to change it completely. So you can make this be like you're looking through the windows going out or looking in. Mine is looking in, so it's kind of like you're looking at the house. But a lot of the examples over on the website shows looking out. So you can see like a night scene. You'll see later there's a stencils for the postage collage that are clouds, which I will show you because they're really good, and I don't want to skip.
What weight is that cardstock, the blue?
The Capri Blue is like, I forget what Concord and Ninths are, like 90 pound, I think. Like 90. Such a pretty color. I'm really into blues lately. And also I tried to make a lot of my cards today ones that would work for anybody. Your typical masculine guy who likes blues, or somebody like me or my mom who love blues too. So really could work for anyone. Although I remember I would give my dad pink flower cards because he likes flowers, and there are pink flowers in guys' worlds too. I think the whole masculine feminine is kind of baloney, but there you go. There you go. Yeah, there has been a manufacturing issue with the Pink Fresh acetate, but I know it's been on order. Pink Fresh is really good. Pink Fresh and Waffle Flower are both really good about restocking products and restocking pretty quickly. So I know like the turtle will be back very soon. Okay, so now I put glue on the back of that, and then I will put acetate on the back. So what you have is what looks like windows. If you wanted to, you could make these shaker windows. I am not doing that. I'm just going to put that on top. Oh, look at that. So now they're shiny. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we did this. All right, now I have two more blue ones glued together. I just want some dimension. I'm using tape runners so that I don't have to wait for it to dry. I'll put, so the acetate sandwiched between all those blues, and lift it a little bit. And now, oh, this is gonna be great. You don't have to do this much dimension, but I like dimension. Dimension is a wonderful addition. Oh, look at that. Okay, come on. This frame down here is a little crooked, but we're gonna go with it. Call it an old house. I'm afraid to move it. You know what? It's gonna bother me. I'll fix it later. This one, I'll just tear that one off. I should probably tear it off now while it's still somewhat wet. Here we go. And I'll put a new one on that's straight. I'll cut a new one. All right, so there we have our windows. Boy, I'm making a mess of things, aren't I? We need a sentiment, and I actually did some sentiments. Hold on. Let's see, that is the big window on the bottom. So the sentiments, I really like the sentiment stamp set. So I stamped a few of them because I like the sentiments in them. We have, this is the window sentiments. Hope this card brings you joy, just a little hello. Love lives here one day at a time. I think that's great. Thinking of you, you're always close to my heart. Keep looking towards the light. May the light always, my light is always on for you. Miss your face. I'm going to use that one later. And a little note from my window to yours. I'm not sure which I want to use here. I did a few of them. And I did miss your face for later. So we're going to see which of those I think would work best here. But I need to finish my surgery here. Oh, I'm tearing my cardstock too. Oh well, it's okay. It's an old rustic home, right, Mike? Yes. It's an old rustic home whose air conditioning went out on Monday. There we go. Okay, there we go. Isn't that fun? All right, so I'm thinking, could do a little hello, thinking of you. May this card bring you joy. I'm thinking like right there. I'm gonna go with, where's thinking of you? I have to overthink it. I think I like thinking of you. There's something about that wind, but I also like that that's bigger. I'm going with this. Hope this card brings you joy. I'm gonna put it right over like where all this kind of connects right here. There's nothing in the window there. Try to center it up-ish. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, now, saving these sentiments because I'll want those later. A card base. I know I did one. Okay, here we go. So this time, I would like to do a swingy card, but I'm going to do it A2 this time. So this is a more typical size that you guys would want. So this one is probably where I should have started because it's a little more straightforward and a size that most people want. But this is going to be on an A2 card. Now let me show you. This is an A2 card panel here. You'll see there will be a little bit showing around it. But I'm going to do this in light blue. So it's going to have a light blue base. So I have 2 pieces of light blue cardstock. This is Spellbinders Malibu cardstock. And the blue that I used, the light blue I used like for the curtains and all that, that was Spellbinders Windy cardstock. The yellow that I used was Spellbinders Beeswax. And the greens that I used are Spellbinders Rainforest. Is the Spellbinders Rainforest. And I used Black Glossy, and the bright blue on the outside is Concord and 9th Capri. Okay, so this piece right here, I've already cut and scored. It is 6 3/8 by 5.5. So this is going to be a portrait A2 card. So this is 6 3/8 by 5.5, and I scored at 4 1/4. So I scored at 4 1/4. That score line is the final width of the card. I want my final card to be 4 1/4 inches wide. So that's what we've got. Then another panel. This one I made to be 7 3/4 inches, and that's flexible how long, by 5.5. Score at 4 1/4. You always score at how wide you want your final card to be. So 7 3/4 by 5.5, score at 4 1/4. You could make them both exactly the same like this, and then the 2 flaps would meet in the middle. But for my card, I like one flap to be bigger, so it kind of tucks in a different, isn't like a basic gatefold. Okay, so now I will put glue on the inside of this one and put the big flap to big flap. And those big flaps are all 4 1/4 inches wide. So there, that final card is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Now we need to create a little hinge for the front of this. I have my hinge here. This one I did 4 inches by 2 inches, and I score it right down the middle at 1 inch. So 4 by 2, score at 1 inch, and fold. And there's our little hinge. And remember, you put glue on one flap of the hinge and put it so that the fold line of the hinge lines up with the flat edge here. So it creates this little flap. Now you could have stamped on this background, you could use stencils, you could have done anything, like this brick texture would be fun, but I decided I have so much interest in my window scene that I didn't bother. Okay, so now, I didn't let it dry. Hold on. Let me let it dry a minute. I think I will do one of my additional sentiments. So I have hope this card brings you joy, and I'll put thinking of you on the inside, and maybe I could do another dog die cut, or a little plant, another little plant. Maybe another little plant. So I could use little plants from this to put on the inside. The other thing I was considering doing, oh, look what I found.
Yeah.
My sentiment from before. Where did the birds go? They flew away. I had little birds prepped. Oh yeah, here they are. You could put some birds like flying outside, but I don't think I'm going to add them. These birds are from the Postage Collage Swallow Silhouettes, which are always good for scene cards, but I think I have so much going on that I'm not going to add them. Okay, so this is how this card opens, all right? So it stands on display, and I love how that just kind of sticks out on the front. So it doesn't matter what size this is, it can stick out on the front. Then I think I'll put a little sentiment right here. Oh, you know what else I'll do? To kind of pull the front into the inside, I'm gonna cut a thin strip of capri and a thin strip of white. And this will kind of pull the look of the outside to the inside. You could put a little window there if you wanted. Is that straight? You could add little elements, but I think I'm just gonna keep this simple. Right on this flap here, I'll put the capri. Just gives it a nice little finished edge. Is Lila good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then see how that kind of gives a nice finish edge when you open it? I like that. And then I think I'll put Thinking of You here, kind of hanging a little bit, like that. And then I'm not going to do it now, but like one of these little potted plants I could do right here. It's like sitting on top of the Thinking of You sentiment. I will definitely go back and do that, just like a little potted plant. So this is what it looks like closed, all right? And that's where you write your personal message. And so this will stand up on display, and this kind of floats out in front of it, which I think is super cool. And here's a closer look at all. You got that texture kind of wallpaper on the inside. Adding that acetate really helped, didn't it? So the start of this is the same as the start of my ocean cards from before. It's the same base. This right here is the same as this right here. I use similar colors, but the overall style of it is completely different because on this one I put the block and the windows on. And they both started out as a postage collage. I just think that's really cool that Waffle Flowers added a lot on. So there are lots of products that work together, which gives you, more value for whatever you invest in. I love that. Yeah, I like the acetate too. I'm glad we did that. Okay, so that is, though most of these things are from the Through the Window collection, which was July. All of it's 10% off. I don't think the dog is 10% off because I didn't tell her I was using it. This the Postage Collage window die is, okay? One thing I'm noticing is I wish I would have planned, I would have put my vase over a little more and my light over so it wasn't as covered, but I think it's fine. Will this require more postage? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's thick enough, but I always go and check. I don't trust myself to decide. I always go and check. Okay, so there's two. That used mostly the Through the Window collection. If you look at the top of my supply list below, it'll say 10% off window or Through the Window. That means everything in that section includes stuff I showed you. Now this next card is super quick and it is not Postage Collage. I'm not going to do all the steps here to save time, but I'll show you how I did it. This is using the Waffle Flower Jolly Wave texture die, which I just used, the coordinating Jolly Wave die, and the Jolly Wave texture stencil, or Jolly Wave stencils. And I think this was from this is from the Under the Sea collection, from what I used before. Yeah, this is from the Under the Sea collection. It works well with everything I used before, but I'm gonna give it not a sea look, I guess. But another, like, this is a celebration for a guy card. That's what I was going for. So let me show you what I did. Here's the background I've got. I started by taking the Jolly Wave texture die and using it on an A2 white cardstock panel. So that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. I love the look of this. Oh, the dog stamps are in there. Oh, good. Awesome. There's a lot in there. I love this background. I think it's just so cool. Now, I use kind of mermaidy looking ocean colors, but you could do it in any colors you want. So I started by doing this. Then you take the stencil and you line it up with some of the little arches, okay? And you ink it up. And so for this one, let me line it up. I inked over this stencil with Clear Skies from Simon Hurley. So I did clear sky inking over that. Then you take the same, or no, let's go to the other stencil. The next stencil, you line up with some of the other scallops. So on here, I lined it up. You can see how it fits. And I did the no diving over that. Now for the rest of those little scallops, you flip your stencil over and line it up. And this one I did Tropical Tango from Simon Hurley. And then for the fourth color, you flip the other stencil over, line it up, and I did, where is it? I lined it up, there we go, lined it up, and I did the Later Gator. So you're able to get 4 different colors to color over that. Now you could definitely have done selective inking over it and had even more colors, but look at that. And you can use it like this way, or you can use it this way. And I definitely don't think it needs to be an oceany card. I happen to pick colors that work for that. But I love that Waffle Flower was able to design this so that it's only 2 stencils, so the price is good, but you use it in 4 times. You flip it over so that you can get 4 colors on it. Not hard to do. Then you can also use the die, the Jolly Wave die itself, which I cut from white. Black would be pretty bold too. You could do black. I cut it from white twice, and I'm going to stack those just for a little added dimension. You don't have to, but I'll show you. You can also glue these together offset and create a whole new pattern. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. Oh man, I don't have enough time in the day. So here's what you have. I know, I love this bundle. So you can buy all of them separate or together. You can leave it like that, or put this on top, like that. You could even put a piece of acetate in there and then it'd be shiny in between. So really, I like it both ways. For my particular card, I think I'm gonna add this on top, but I like both ways. I don't know. I think for mine, I'm gonna add it on top. This is gonna be like a celebration card. So I chose, this is from their newest collection, which is on sale, 10% off. It's rare when you get new things on sale. This is the Your Day Sentiments. And I am crazy about this big It's Your Day and the big You're the Best. And I thought the big It's Your Day would look great on here. And I originally had stamped it in No Diving to match, but I feel like it gets lost. So I'm gonna switch and use the black outline. So I'm trying to decide if I want it. Yeah, I want the outline. So I'm gonna glue this on top. But remember, you don't have to. You could definitely skip adding this on top. You could also do this from like black or silver or navy or another shade of blue, anything you want. But I'm going with white because there's not going to be a whole lot else on this card. So I really love the look of that. Look at that. That's so cool. So that gets glued there. Then I cut some stars, and honestly, I don't know where these star dies are from. I think they might be old Simon Says stamp, but I cut them from Altenew Moonstone glitter cardstock, so it's white shiny, and I thought some stars would be neat, kind of scattered around it. So this is stacked. I have 2 extra die cuts behind the stamped one, so I don't mind putting foam tape, little foam squares here and there on the back of it, because it's not going to get squashed in the mail. If you just did 1 die cut thick, if this went through the mail, that die cut would get squished. But since I doubled up, I don't think I need it. These are really thin foam squares. I'm not sure where these are from. They're super thin, but that's okay. Good enough. So I think I'm going to go like kind of, I think I'm going to do it up in the corner with stars around it. So like a star coming out here, a star coming out up here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So you could do soft palettes of this and put like butterflies or flowers around it. You could do balloons in their newest collection. Waffle Flower also had a ton of balloon products. I know Kathy Zilski made an amazing card using some of those. But now I'm just gonna scatter some of these guys around. So I think I do 4, or no, 5, I mean. So, hold please. I must overthink where my stars go. So I did 2 close together, and then we'll do this one. I want them kind of falling down the side, so I'll put this little guy up here. There we go. Isn't that fun? I love all that texture. All right, can you scroll it, Mike? Okay. I've got a little bit hanging out here. Let's turn that off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this. Now this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm gonna make it one of those kind of fun swing cards, but you won't see the card behind it. Okay, so this set again, I really like it. Today is all about you, your day sentiments. That's 10% off too. I used it with all of the, I want to move that over, but it's stuck there now. With the Jolly Wave stuff. Now for the card base on this, I will show you how to, let's do it like we did last time. So it's 5 1/2 inches tall, and I need this to be, I'm gonna make it about 6 3/8. I'm kind of eyeballing it. So almost a 1/2 inch more than 6 inch here. I'm kind of eyeballing it. So 5 1/2 by 6 3/8. And this one, I will do 5 1/2 by, what did I do last time? 7 3/4. So let's just cut about, cut 1 1/2 inches. So it'll be a little different this time. I gotta think about what I'm gonna put on the inside. But, so this is 5 1/2 by 6 3/4. On both of them, I will do a score line at 4 1/4, because that's how wide I want my card to be. So you wanna start out with cardstock as tall as you want your card. So this is 5 1/2, this is 5 1/2. Then your score line goes at how wide you want your card to be, which is 4 1/4. These flaps, how long these flaps are, really doesn't matter. I try to make one that's halfway and then one that's a little bit bigger. So you can see how there's that overlap in there, just a little bit. So I glue these 2 together and put them inside of each other. So this is what the card is. And this one's a little bit longer. Then let's grab a piece of white cardstock. I will cut this to 2 by 5. Cutting this to 2 by 5. This will be our hinge. Score it right down the middle at 1 inch. So this hinge could be bigger, it could be smaller, whatever you want. So on one of the flaps of the hinge, we'll put glue. Put the fold of your hinge against the straight edge on this small flap, the left flap. So it's sticking out like that, because that's the platform that your piece will stick to. Then put glue on top of that flap and lay this on top. And you will not see the card base behind this, because this piece that we put on the front is the same as our card base. So you don't have to have any showing around the edge. Let me give that a minute to dry. I don't know if what decoration I'm gonna do on the inside. We'll see. So let's see. Nope, I didn't give it enough time to dry. You know why I didn't give it enough time to dry? It's textured. It's not gonna wanna dry right away. The back of this is textured. Let me get this on here. I lost anybody? Oh, yeah. The free stencil that I showed you earlier that does this is if you spend $50 on the new collection. This sentiment is from the new collection. What else is in the new collection? The ovals and stuff that I'm going to use in a moment is in the new collection. It's the Out and Back collection. It has some birthday stuff. It has some cloud stuff I'm going to show you in a moment. It has some golf and fishing stuff too. I'll show you all that in a moment. Okay, so this is how this one will stand up. Okay, so this kind of sticks out in front. Doesn't look like it's floating as much because it's full size. It covers the whole card base, but it's nice to do something different than just a regular fold, but it clearly opens. It's easy to figure out to open. So on here, what I probably will do off screen, I'm not going to do it right now, is I will probably ink a little blue edge there, and then maybe I could stamp like going this way, celebrate every little moment, or I could do It's Your Day. I could do Celebrate You floating right here on this flap. So you can change, you can put different things there, or you can leave this plain. All right. Or in this case, you could ink on this one, or even just put one of these die cuts and trim it and glue it there so it's just white on white, but that will mimic the front too. So lots of different ways you can use it. All right, so that's another one. Let me think of what else. Oh, that was just a quick one using Jolly Wave and It's Your Day. Mike, do you mind going, I forgot to show when we did the window card. I have some window examples from Waffle Flower I wanted to show. Can you pull those up?
I think we showed those.
The window? Oh, did we? Oh, we did. Oh, okay. Shows you what I know. Okay. Since It's Your Day is from the new collection, and the new collection is where you get the free gift with $50. I'm going to show some cards from that because Waffle Flower sent me a ton, and they're really fun. And there's some great themes in there that I think will be really popular, but I didn't get a chance to create anything with it. But I do have 2 more cards planned if I don't run out of time. I am running out of time. I'll probably do 1 more card, but I'm going to show you some examples. I might have to go live again because I got a lot. But I can't go live this weekend because I'm teaching for Pink Fresh. Okay, card examples from the newest release because she sent a ton and they're all really good. So this is the new release. If you want to see all the products I'm about to show you, go to, at the top of the supply list, it'll say 10% off Out and About. All of these things are from the Out and About collection. If you have a fisherman in your life, there's a lot of product in the fisherman collection that is fantastic. I don't have a fisherman in my life, so I didn't make a fisherman card. Fishing you a happy birthday, Mike. Here we go. I love this with the mountains in the background. Hoping your day is smooth sailing, Mike. Hope your birthday is off the hook, Mike.
Really?
Yes. So in here, in this one, this is the Postage collage. There are fishing Postage collage silhouette stamps. All right. You'll see there are clouds in the background. I'll show you that in a moment. But then fishing silhouette stamps.
What?
I'm fishing you a happy birthday?
Nope, nope. Hope your day is too. Yeah, right here. Fishing you happy birthday.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, and they put glossy accents on the fish so it's shiny. That's really cool. That's a great card. These are all from Nina. I don't know. I think she might have made them. This one she used the Airmail cloud stencils, which I'll show you in a moment, with the fishing silhouette images. This is just all from the fishing line. This one is by Karen Downs. She's really good. I just thought I'd show these. You can always hit pause if you want to. But all of these are on their website. This one's by Leanne West. Here's a 5x7. So this uses the 5x7 postage collage. And then the fishing postage silhouette stamps. Here's another 5x7 with the fishing. And another. Okay. So there are all of these fishing products. It's all called like fishing silhouettes. This stamp set has happy retirement in it. This is the retirement sentiments. So lots of things that work for fishing. Then, Ken's a golfer. I'm not a golfer, but lots of great golf product. Wishing you a hole-in-one kind of day, Mike. But isn't that cute? The shiny golf clubs. Hold on. Got some of these mixed up. I really like. This is A6. Look at that. And this one with the clouds in the background. So this is all from the golf collection, which is golfing silhouette dies, golfing silhouette stamps, lots of them. This is a sunrise kind of card. You're teed up for a great year, Mike.
Yep.
That's cute. Wishing you all the best on your next adventure. Wishing you a hole-in-one kind of day. This is 5x7. And then also in the newest collection are all these birthday balloon theme ones, which I know Kathy Zilski used some, and these cards are great. All of these cards are on their website. I really like this one by Karen Downs. It's my favorite. But so all of this is new collection. So if you spend $50 from the new collection, you'll get my 10% off, and you get the free stencils that do this. But no matter what you shop on the site, there are free gifts that pop up in that bottom corner, depending on how much you spend. And you get 10% off everything that I've shown you. Okay, so I didn't get to use the golf, but I did want to show you something really special in this release. See, there's more than I can use. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. Here we go. Remember I told you that the Postage collage die, the basic die, comes in A2. This is A2, which I mostly use. A6, A7, mini slimline, and slimline. Okay? This die comes in it. And then the block die that lines up with it comes in all of those sizes too. Now, most of the theme stencils that I've used, like the fish one earlier, only come in this smaller size. But there are a few stencils that come in all of the sizes. So let me show you. This one I think is a fantastic one. I have two cards I wanted to show. One used the stencils, one used something else. Let me show you. She sent me these. And she did them in bold colors just to really show the contrast. But these are called the Airmail stencils, and they come in slimline, mini slimline, A6, A2, and A7. I think mine are over there. But what they do is they line up with the Postage collage dies and allow you to do clouds. So you could stencil the clouds and then stamp your silhouette images. And that's how she created the little scenes very quickly. So here she used the cloud stencils, the Airmail stencils, to make those clouds. And then she stamped the golf images from the silhouette set on top. All right? And you can see it's available in all the different sizes. It also, the stencil also does this little outside. So if you want that kind of airmail looking border on your card, you can do that airmail looking border. Or you can use it with the die, which cuts that out. And you can have this be separate. So lots of different ways to use these stencils. And these are available in all the sizes. Mike takes a beating. Mike is happy as a clam. He'll go up after this and have some good chicken parmesan because Lila requested that from my mom. She's never made it. And he'll have a beer and he'll play with his pinball machines. All right, so I really like these. I don't think I can get both of those cards done. I really liked them. Oh. Hold on. What are the... I wonder what time the event is tomorrow. I think it's all day. I might go, if I can, I might go live on Sunday night after I teach for Pink Fresh. It'd be super late. It'd be like 8 o'clock at night to make one of the cards. But let me do the simpler of the two. I want to show you these cloud stencils and how they work. So let's do that. Okay? Okay. Okay. Mike, say okay.
Okay.
Aren't you thrilled?
Yep. That's fun.
You can go get your beer. Oops. Man down. Oh, my stuff is down. I think I will do... This is the Postage Collage A2. This is the Postage Collage Airmail Stencils. I'm going to put this over the top and ink up these bad boys. Now there's one that does the sky and one that does the clouds. So if you want to do a bold look, you can, or a soft look. Let's see what we're going to do here. I want to go a little softer. I'm going to use the No Diving, which is dark, but I'm going to come onto it with a lighter hand. I think I'll do, yeah, I'll just do No Diving. So I'm just putting like a light blue over all of this. I'm going to do some purple over it too. You know, why not? So you could make these look like night scenes. I might want to go more intense. I might go a little more intense. I don't know. I didn't practice this one. This was like a last minute, oh shoot, I need to show these clouds because they work with lots of the different sets that Pink Fresh has. Now I think I'm going to come in with a little purple. I am sweating. Oh my gosh. I'm going to come in with Crown Me. And let's kind of do this. I'm just going to do a little purple at the base. Like that. Who knows? This may crash and burn. But how would you know if you never try? Okay, so let's do these two up here. So I just showed lots of examples with these Airmail stencils, different color palettes, so you can do all kinds of fun things. But I think, oh, that's not dark enough. The bottom. Goodish. I'm going with goodish. Okay, so that is the first stencil. And remember, I could do that striper on the outside, but I don't want to. Now this you could leave like this, right? And you have white clouds. Okay? Or you can take this, which covers up all the, which makes it so you can ink those clouds. So I'm just going to do super light blue over it. Just a touch with whatever ink is still on my brush. Just to stand it out from white a bit. What would be really fun here is to do like a clear glitter paste. So your clouds are sparkly, but I don't have the capacity to do that right now, the time for that to dry. But see how cool that is? Now from here, put this into your stamping tool. And I think I'm going to cut just a square off here. I'm not going to use these two over here. So I'll go ahead and cut it now. So I have a square. I'm going to use this as a postage collage, but I'm going to have it a square of postage. I can save this for something else. But for this part, I'm going to do square. And I will use, this is from the new release, so this goes towards the free $50 gift. It's 10% off. This is the Postage Collage City Sunset. And I don't know. First I have to overthink for a bit. I think, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to put, I kind of like the idea of the window sills on top. So yeah, I think I'm going to not make it postage again. So I'm going to have like my images kind of hang off the edge, but it'll get covered up. This one, I like is that called is that a Ferris wheel? Yes, a Ferris wheel, not a merry-go-round. Let's do these two first. And I'm going to stamp these in black. You could do white pigment ink, any dark color. I'm going black. Again, I'm trying to go with cards that would be good for guys today. Weren't they all? Yeah, they all would work for guys, yeah. Then again, all cards would. Okay. Stamp that with black ink. Now, it's going to stamp over the white. I don't care. I'm going to put a die cut over it. So, that doesn't bother me. Oh, look how cool that looks. Oh, it is going to cover a lot of the purple tone that I had brought in. So, I could come back with my stencils and reline it up and put some more purple on it. But I'm not going to bother today. I'm just going to show you this very quickly. And then, let's see, for these two, this one, I like this little house kind of scene with the light. None of this has to make any sense. It's just, it's all just for fun. Okay, so like that. So there's those two. Now, these silhouette images, I could do the same background and stamp dogs on all of them. Another collection that is included in the 10% off is the Gardener's Thumb. And that has like little herbs you could stamp in silhouette over the clouds. This is the herb silhouette stamp set. So I could do those instead of the city. Really, you could do anything you wanted. I think I'm just going to go with the city for here. Okay, now I'll take the Postage Collage block die, and I only need the part of it. We're going to cut off the part so that it goes on top of here. So that's the Airmail stencils with the city silhouette. Isn't that fun? But see the clouds? I love them. I love them. Oh, and in the set are little fireworks. So you could put fireworks in the sky too. That'd be great for a celebration card, 4th of July card. So this is the Postage Collage block die. I'm going to cut that off because I'm only using the 4 once again. Try to get those edges smooth. There we go. And this, actually I want to cut it to be smaller. Just a second. Overthinking. Trying to get the edges even. This will get glued on top like that. That might be cooler in black. I spilled all this stuff, Mike. I have little baskets that hang on the outside of my drawers with things like my reading glasses, my chapstick, my foam tape, and it just went crashing and burning. Oh, this would be look cool in black glossy. Oh. New Year's card, yes. Yeah, I like the city, but there are lots of silhouette themed products that you could put in there. The fishing, the golf, the flowers. I mean, she's had months and months of these. So let's see, do I like the black better? Oh, the black is bold. I'm going with black. I don't normally do that. I'm going with black. Let's see here. So I'll cut that down. Yeah. I could do the acetate. Let's cut a piece of acetate to go in there. I'm almost done. I promise. This is Pink Fresh acetate. Simon Says Stamp has good acetate too. Heat resistant, thick. I just like that the Pink Fresh comes with, let's see, 3.5, but comes with that protective coating. 3.5. I'm going to cut this acetate to be a little bit smaller than the collage frame. Put glue on the back. So this one won't have dimension, but it'll have shine through the windows. I'll put the acetate on the back of it like this. Isn't that fun? I could pop this up, but I don't think I'm gonna. Oop. Let go. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna glue it on there. Maybe I'll just put this one on the back. Give it a little bit of dimension. I keep running out of glue. All right, so, so the acetate is sandwiched between a white die cut and a black die cut, just for dimension. I could have made them both from black, but I'm living on the edge here. Like that. Okay? The sentiment on here, super simple. From the Windows sentiments that I showed you earlier, we're going to use the Miss Your Face. This is white trim hanging out here. I could trim that off, or I'm just going to run my black marker along that edge. Now you can't see it. Hee hee. I love to cheat. Miss Your Face right in the middle. Look at that. Let's get our liquid glue. Right in the middle. Isn't that fun? Yeah, that acetate really makes a big difference. And this isn't thick. You could have put foam tape behind it and put little shaker bits in there. This would be a great shaker window. All right, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to run this black along all the edges here, just so it looks nice. I like the pop of white showing on the inside, but not on the outside. Okay, now I got to figure out what card base. We're going to do that hingy action, but I need to choose a color. I like the small, that's not it. I like the small little Miss Your Face in the center. I think that's cute. It would be cute on a heart too. All right, let me take this to find some cardstock. I'm thinking it would look nice on Windy. Or maybe, oh, what about the purple? Oh, I kind of like it on the purple. So this is a super, super light purple from, it might be too light. This is called Fairy Tale from, I think I'm going to go with it. Super light purple called Fairy Tale from Spellbinders. Let me see. Stay Glued. Ah, you little booger. Or I could go dark purple. This darker is Lilac from Spellbinders. I like the darker. In fact, I might even go darker. Let's try Eggplant from Concord and Ninth. I think. I must overthink. Or, yeah, I think this one. Dark. Okay, I'll do the dark. I'm gonna do that one. Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. I like it. So this is gonna be cut 2. I think I will do, my final card size will be A2. And it'll be up towards the top. Okay, so we're gonna do what we've done a few times. 2 pieces that are 5.5 tall. One of them I'll cut to 6 3/8, and the other one I will cut to, this time I'm going to do 5.5 by 7. So the first one, this is 5.5 by 6 3/8. Score at the width of our card, which is 4 1/4. This one is 5.5 tall by 7, and again, score at the width of the card, which is 4 1/4. So this one will just have a little overlap. Now, I think I'm going to do a texture on this, if I can find it. I just had it out. It was the bricks texture die, which I'm never going to find. It's that point of the live where you can't find a thing. I'm going to use the brick texture die. But instead, I'll use the Jolly. No. I'm not going to put anything on it. I'm going to leave the background plain because I can't find it. I want the brick, but I can't find it. Okay, so let me just put this together. This goes in here. Glue in here, put card inside card. Bigger flap goes on the right. Okay, now I want a piece of cardstock to go on the inside there so I can write my sentiment on it. So I will cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. That way I don't have to use a white gel pen on the inside when I write my sentiment. So I've got a nice little spot there. We need our little hingey hinge. I always do 2 inches wide. I'll do 3.5 inches tall this time because it's got to hide behind that. Yeah, the brick die is cool, but I can't find it. It was really cool. It would be really cool. No, I showed it a moment ago. It's somewhere here. To do the brick texture on this panel and on this panel. But too late. Our little hinge. Glue on one flap, put the folded edge along the cut edge of this flap, like that, so it sticks out. Then glue on that. And then center this up. I want a white trim on this though. I think a white trim would look nice. Hold please. I'll glue this on white. Instead of trying to measure the size, I'll just glue it onto a white panel. Oh, come on. I know I'm in a hurry. Just go with me here. Yeah, cobblestone, anything would be neat. The brick would be really cool. I agree. Listen, it'll show up as soon as I'm finished. Yeah, I like that little white trim. Now this gets glued centered top, like that. There we go. So see how it stands on display? I can put something right here, like just a little hello. I'll just put on the back right. I like it kind of floating off the edge, so it's centered. floating off the edge. I could put a decorative line there like I did on the last card. Like that. There you go. I do have some bird die cuts. You could put little bird die cuts floating on it, but I love the clouds. I wanted to be able to show you the Airmail stencils work with the Postage collage, and there's one for all the different sizes of Postage collage. So if you have any of the Postage collage dies, I like the cloud. It just works with all of your cards, because that cloud stencil I use behind the cities is the same one that that is used here. Okay? Yeah, you could put a little heart here. Lots you could do. A little, yeah, so many things you could do. But I'm going to leave it for that for now. Yeah, it's cool how it stands up, because this just floats out in front. All right? So there you go. There are a few things. I will be doing giveaways here in a moment, because I don't think I have time to do the last card. I'll show you what I was going to do, because it's pretty cool. I just don't have time to finish it. I'm going to do a giveaway, 2 giveaways at the end. Oh, look what I found. Bastards. Dang it. Oh, I said a bad word. Okay. I found the brick. Dang it.
Found it.
Dang it. Anyway. Okay. I'll show you what I was going to do. I was going to use the A7. Okay. Waffle Flower came out with a bunch of these sunbursts. This is included in the sale. These sunburst piercing dies. And they have them in all the different card sizes you could possibly want. Slimline, mini slimline, A7. You've got the whole gamut. Then there are stencils that line up with it. And I was going to do like a rainbow coming out of the top. Like a stencil-y rainbow. Here it is. Here's what I had prepped. I was going to do the stencil over the texture. And the nice thing about the stencil is you can lay the stencil over it. You could do the texture first. I really wanted to do this. Lay the stencil over your die cut and color in the rays. And then if you flip the stencil over, it'll color the alternating rays. So you can have no white cardstock left except for the center there, okay? So I was going to do like a rainbow of rays kind of coming out from that focal point. Then I was going to put an oval over it. This is actually the A6 texture. I was going to put an A6 oval over it. She has these new, you know me and my elongated ovals. She has the pierced elongated ovals in all the different sizes. So they're proportioned for whatever card size you make most. So these are proportioned to go on an A2 card. There's slimline, mini slimline, A7, and there's A6 somewhere in here. This was, I did from A6. So it can either cut a solid oval or cut 2 together and get a frame. I really want to make this card, Mike. And then I was going to do vellum clouds using the cloud background die over top. I just don't have time to do it right now because dinner was probably ready. And I was going to do it on a fun fold base, some acetate. So if you know what, I might make a little video doing this one. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this card as a little video. I'll try to do it tomorrow and get it up while the sale's still going on. What?
Like a short.
Like a shorter one. Very short pre-recorded video. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. That will make me happy because I don't think I can go live again this weekend. So I don't even have room to lay my cards out. There we go. I think that was all of them, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm naughty word. I'm sorry. I got frustrated. It's hot as can be in here. All right, so here are our 4 cards from today. I showed you a variety of products from the last 4 releases from Waffle Flower, and Nina has put all of those products on sale 10% off, okay? You got to use my code. Shop the 10% off page that I have in my YouTube description below. Everything there is 10% off. There are ways to get free gifts. You've got to go shop. If you click the little gift box at the bottom right corner of their page, it'll tell you the different gifts you get for certain amounts spent. Then if you buy $50 or more from the current release, which is the things I used here, and some birthday theme and all those ovals and sunbursts that I'm going to show in my my pre-recorded video, then you get the stencil to do this for free for $50 from that release. It's a lot. It's all in my YouTube description below. But I also will say I would go to that live page that's at the top of my YouTube description. It shows you pictures of everything, which makes it easier. So I did these 4 cards today. I will do a pre-recorded video and get it up as soon as I can, hopefully before the sale ends, using the other things from the newest collection. All right. Hi, Abraham. Yes, I was talking about the buzzards that I thought about putting in the sky. I have 2 giveaways today. One is that card photo class that I told you about from Mona. It's right at the top of my YouTube description. That I'm going to give away a spot in that. Somebody was asking. This is the cloud background die. It can be used on all different card sizes. And I'm going to be using that one. The stencils are the Airmail stencils. Airmail. Okay. So the class, I'm going to give away a spot in the class, and I'm going to give away a $50 gift card to Waffle Flower. Okay? So, Mike, have you picked winners by chance?
Yes, I have.
Okay, he's going to pick some winners from the chat. This was fun. I don't know, I think this and the fish are my 2 favorites. I love this scene. It's just fun to put together. But you can use other little flower dies and things in it. What you got?
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, for the class, Kim Black.
Kim Black. Please email me through my website, and I will get you hooked up with Mona to take her card photo class. And I will see you in that class because I need all the help I can get. All right, and the second winner is a $50 Waffle Flower gift card, and that is
Dawn Besaw, B-E-S-A-W.
Did you say that on the mic so that they can hear?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just making sure.
hopefully.
Just so you know,
Let
I
me
picked up my
see.
chapstick off the floor to put it on.
Yeah, I was on the mic.
Okay.
I will put it in the chat
Okay.
here.
Mike's putting all that in the chat. So, big thanks to Waffle Flower. Great special offer. And there's a lot in the category that's 10% off. I do encourage you, like I said in my last live, go to the product page. If you're like, oh, that fish die or stencil looks fun, but how much could I really come up with it? Go to that product page, scroll down, there's little thumbnails. You click them, they make them bigger, and there's card ideas from their design team. I showed a lot of those images today. She's got, Waffle Flower is another company that has a great design team. So definitely worth just even looking. If you're not shopping, you can window shop and look at the card ideas and use products you have to come up with similar looks. It's really can be very inspiring. So, all right.
I did pin as always, pin the names and also the link to go to contact us. So in
Perfect.
case you weren't sure about what you heard.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
I'm always, people go, was that me? No, that couldn't have been me.
Yeah. You're pinned at the top.
Yep.
Winners are pinned at the top. Okay, I hope you have a good Friday night. I'm going to go eat chicken parmesan and stitch. And then tomorrow morning, I'm hoping to come down and make that cart because it looks really good in my mind. You never know though. But I will be using more from the newest collection tomorrow. So Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will be live again. I'm not sure. If you want to, you can sign up for my notifications. If you go to my website, you can sign up for my newsletter, but also you can sign up to get a text a half hour before a live goes up, or before a live starts. Or you can join my Facebook group, Share Handmade Kindness, and I always mention when lives are coming up in there. I'm just not sure yet when my next one is. I can't remember. So that's it for today. Thank you for being here and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.